All year long, I look forward to this pop hunt. It is time for Salt Lake City Comic Con, and let's go see what we can find. I legitimately look forward to this event all year long because it is like where you find the most pops accumulated in one place in Utah at a time. I seem to always find some really cool stuff there. So I constantly look forward to it, and I honestly wish I could travel across the country to go to every single Comic-Con. It's just time and money, man. So before I head out tomorrow morning, I wanted to kind of run through just a list of pops I'm looking for. Now, this isn't going to be a super long list. I have a ton of other pops that, I'd love to find, but that video could go on forever if I just named the pops I want to look for. So I'm just going to name a few, we'll get started, and I'm just going to cover some names and we'll hopefully find them when we go to the convention. So first off, for what I'm looking for, original TMNT pops. I have the Turtles, I just don't have like Shredder, Splinter, Bebop, Rocksteady, and then some other ones. But those four in particular are ones that I really want to get, so I'm going to be on the lookout for those. Next is Demon Slayer chases. I love Demon Slayer and I collect so much of it, but I have literally none of the chases from any of the Demon Slayer lines. So I'm talking like Inosuke, Gyome, Tanjiro, as well as, the newest one, Susumaru. So hopefully I can find one of those. I don't know, I would love to pick one of those up finally. I just have never had the opportunity. Next on the list is actually something I kind of recently started to get back into. See, forever ago I had some Pokemon pops in my collection, but I wasn't really a serious collector, so I threw away all of the boxes. Yeah, it pains me to say it. I think I had Charizard, Dragonite, Psyduck, some really cool ones, honestly. But because I didn't have the boxes and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my collection, I decided just to sell the figures. But with how much I love Pokemon and how much of a role it played in my childhood, I've decided I really want to get back into it. But I want to be kind of particular about the pops that I do get from the Pokemon line. More specifically, I kind of want the specialty pops, like for example this right here, the Flocked Espeon that I just picked up from the Funko shop. I think this was an Amazon exclusive originally, but they just put it back up on the Funko shop and I wasn't going to miss that opportunity, so I just picked it up. So while we're at the convention, I'm going to be looking specifically for the Flocked Mewtwo. I probably will get the shared sticker. I'm not really looking to spend like $250 on one pop tomorrow. Plus the Flocked starters, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle, those would be amazing to find. And maybe even one of the Flocked Pikachus. I mean, you have to have a Pikachu in your collection if you're going to collect Pokemon, right? And probably the most random pop that I'm going to be looking for tomorrow is Arthur Reed from the Arthur TV show. I'm sure like a ton of you, that TV show just played a massive role in my childhood, and every time I see that pop, I just feel so nostalgic, so I have to have it in my collection. It would be amazing if I saw it tomorrow. So that being said, I'm going to go to bed so that I can wake up tomorrow, get to Comic-Con, and go on this hunt, but hang around and see what I find. I am so stoked.
So actually, I think...
Now here we're getting into one of my favorite stores ever. This is Pop City, Utah. They always have a booth here, and I have to show off what they had. First off, you can see that Zenitsu over there, that Target exclusive. I've been looking for that. Here we have a Flock starter Bulbasaur, so like I was mentioning, I was excited to see it. Didn't end up picking it up, I was thinking about it though. Here's the Target exclusive Nezuko. Of course I was thinking about that one as well. Haven't found that in my Target, so I'm kind of wanting it. Here you see a ton of anime, just Black Clover, My Hero, there was some Jujutsu Kaisen. Now we're looking at some Star Wars over here with Greedo, that one's really cool. This Millhouse is hilarious, every time I see it, I gotta show that off. I think, yeah, we had Eduardo, that Flock Hot Topic exclusive. Here's Steve Harrington from Stranger Things in that iconic glasses look. And then this really cool chase from Samurai Jack, I thought that was cool. And then I've never seen this pop before, this Target exclusive Flocked Mufasa. I actually considered getting that. So I absolutely have to show off Pop City's Grail case, and actually what I should say is Grail cases, because I think they had like 3 of them. But there's that Butthead, Dexter, as well as there's a ton of Freddy Funkos in here, so I won't name every single one of them, but there's some NFTs, Thor, Doctor Strange from the Comic-Con, Chrome Batman, just so many cool things. And what's wild is that this isn't even scratched the surface. I mean, there's a signed Pop right there. That actress actually came to their What's Poppin' event like last year. I had a chance to meet her, but I didn't actually do it. So it's cool to see it there. Here's an entire table of just NFT Pops. Some blacklight ones, I think, from Star Trek. Some Freddy Funkos. Just crazy stuff that you don't see every day. Another Grail case here. There's a signed Elliott as well as a Steph Curry next to it, which I thought was cool because Steph Curry's amazing. I'm not a Warriors fan, but man, I gotta give the guy credit. There's that Batwoman right there, or excuse me, Catwoman, as well as Darth Maul. A signed Tanjiro that was actually graded as well. I mean, like, man, that is so cool. A Slimer. There's Harry Potter Pop right there. And then here's, like, this is probably their craziest Grail case. You have Predator, that Beetlejuice chase, the Hangover Pop there with Baby Carlos. Okay, now this NFT Leonardo and that grayscale Michelangelo, what I would give to have those in my collection. So cool. Yeah, Marvin the Martian. My wife loved that Scooby-Doo. Some Halo Pops. I really think those are cool. Sonic back there, that original Michael Jackson. And then I think this is the last Grail case I got from them. You can just see some awesome stuff in there. What I really liked from this, I think there's that SpongeBob back there, as well as that Mr. Knight. Both of those are just so cool. And then, of course, that Marvin the Martian at the bottom left there. Man, Pop City really showed up at this event. It was awesome. Now I gotta show off this Grail case at this booth. The Crystal Ship, Blacklight Carnage, some signed stuff. Those Flintstone 2-packs are really cool. Rugrats, I always love the Joker, the bank robber Joker. So cool. Just such a great pop. It's classic, and it's crazy to see they have 2 of them plus the 2-pack. Some Freddy Funkos. Yeah, you know what? I think down here they actually had some Breaking Bad as well. Oh, I love the Cowardly Lion. I think that's really cool. Freddy Krueger, some Star Wars stuff, a ton of Freddy Funkos, really cool. That's one of the things I think I saw so much of this convention, just tons of Freddy Funkos everywhere. Here's some Demon Slayer chases. Now I was really looking for those, but I didn't actually end up picking them up. I got some other really cool stuff though, so stick around to see what I got, but it wasn't actually those. A bunch of Naruto stuff. I know people are really into that. There's a Chase Luffy. This one was cool. I think that's signed by Michael J. Fox, but I don't really know. I just still thought it was awesome. Another Predator pop like we saw earlier. This case, though, looking through it, just had some crazy stuff. There's like Animal from the Muppets right there. There was the Breaking Bad that I was talking about a second ago. Don't hate on me for saying this, but I feel like the grail I see the most commonly is probably Breaking Bad stuff. Like I feel like it's every single Funko store I go to has a Breaking Bad pop of one kind or another. Back there they had that flocked Mewtwo. That was actually the convention sticker, so I think they were asking like $230 for it. A little out of my price range, but I still thought it was cool. And again, some Back to the Future, Breaking Bad, Beavis and Butthead, really funny. Some NFT pops. There's that Pop Myths line. Cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. And then this is maybe the coolest thing I saw the entire convention. I love this Baxter Stockman. There was one other pop that maybe rivals it in as far as being cool, but that was awesome. So cool to see. And then up here is actually a pop I was really eyeing, that Tails. Awesome stuff. This, I have to say, this was also the Nerd Store, another local store that always comes to the convention. I think they're great. And yeah, they really showed up with some cool stuff. You can look through and just kind of pick out what you thought was cool. But man, I was really impressed with their selection this year. Love that Bob Wiley. That pop is so funny. Now, I don't know what this booth was called, but I just thought this was crazy because every single one of these pops was signed by someone. You can look through, see every single one of them. I don't know if they were verified, but man, so many cool things. The one that really got me excited, though, was the Willem Dafoe signed Green Goblin. I've never seen a Willem Dafoe signature before, and I love him, so I thought that was just so awesome. Plus, here's some other really cool grails. That Freddy Funko as Colonel Sanders is hilarious. He's got a bucket of chicken. I've never seen that one before. And then coming down here, I was saying a second ago, there was another pop that maybe was the coolest thing I saw this entire convention, at least to me. And here it is. It is actually an NFT Bebop from the TMNT, the NFT run they did. So cool. So that does it for the convention, but on our way home, we actually decided to stop at Post Malone's Raising Cane's in Midvale, Utah. I figured I'd throw up some shots, talk about how it was. Honestly, it was a great experience, but we'll get into it.
All right, I am back. It's next day after the convention. I got home yesterday late and I was exhausted. I just didn't want to film anything. So let's get into it now. So I bought 3 pops that I'm super excited about, and I'm going to show those off in just a second. But before I do, I kind of want to go over the random stop that we had after the convention at Post Malone's Raising Cane's. So if you're anywhere near Midvale, Utah, or you like Post Malone, or you're a fan of fried chicken, which, I mean, those last 2 things, doesn't everybody like those things? Then I would totally recommend you stop at Post Malone's Raising Cane's. It is such a cool experience. The entire thing is painted pink, and from what I've been told, he had a hand in designing like basically the entire building. The outside has all these really cool designs on it, like they have his face, I think some of his tattoos are kind of on it. Plus they have, I think it's like a Ford truck that he's driven, just parked in the front of the store. And once you get on the inside, they have like 3 outfits he's worn on like concerts or magazine covers, as well as 3 of his guitars. And if you've seen the Circles music video, he wears a suit of armor, and that suit of armor is actually in the store as well. What was really cool though is that when you order your meal, you have the option of choosing Postie's Way, which I think basically what they do is they take away the coleslaw, they give you an extra piece of bread and an extra sauce. In addition to that, they give you a cup, like a collector's cup. They had 4 to choose from. This is the one I got. The pink one with Post Malone on it, wearing a shirt that says Utah, which is really cool. And this is the one my wife got, just a black one that has a lot of really cool symbols that kind of represent Post Malone. It's a basic design, but it's really awesome. What's even more unique is that the cups have a QR code on them, and when you scan it, it actually takes you to a page that lets you choose your music streaming service to be able to listen to Chemical by Post Malone. And lastly, when you get it Postie's Way, they hook you up with a really cool sticker that just says Raising Cane's, chicken fingers, and then it has PM at the bottom, which I'm assuming just means Post Malone. So overall, I would highly recommend going to Post Malone's Raising Cane's in Midvale, Utah, if you have the opportunity. So now onto the pops that I picked up. I did find some of the pops that I listed earlier in the video, but I didn't end up actually picking up any of those specific pops. That being said, I still picked up stuff that I'm extremely excited about, and I'm very happy to be able to show them off. So first off, we have Leatherhead from TMNT. Now, you know, I'm trying to complete the original TMNT line. This one, if you look at the back of the box, technically it's part of that line, but it did come out later than the rest. It also has a different logo on the top of the box, which I'm not a huge fan of. I kind of prefer the original one. Nonetheless, it's still a really cool pop, and it was one that I've known I'm going to pick up for a while. So there you have it, Leatherhead from TMNT. Really happy to add this to my collection. Next is a pop that's actually, it's kind of out of the blue for my collection, to be totally honest. It makes sense with just my history and the stuff that I've been into in the past, but it's not really something I've collected until now. But it's a pop that I saw, and I absolutely fell in love with it when I first saw it, and I knew I wanted to pick it up, so I decided to do it. And that pop is the flocked TargetCon exclusive Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I used to play Sonic a ton on my Game Boy Advance when I was a kid. I think it's called Sonic Advanced. I'm not really sure. I'll see if I can find some clips of it and throw it up. And then if you know the name of the game, let me know. I just can't remember exactly what it was called. Nonetheless, I loved playing as Tails because Tails could fly around, obviously with the tails. It wouldn't act like a helicopter, and so it was really fun to play as Tails. With this, I don't anticipate getting every single Sonic pop out there. I think what I'd kind of like to do is just stick to the main 3 flocked ones. So Knuckles as well as Sonic, and then obviously Tails here as well. So this is by far the most expensive purchase I made during the day. I'm really happy about it. And I just think it's a cool looking pop all around. It's very basic, and I love the flocked texture. Now on to the last thing that I picked up at convention. This is what, without a doubt, I am most excited about. So when I saw this pop announced just like, I don't even know, maybe 2 weeks ago, there were talks about it before it was actually announced. I was ecstatic, and you're gonna notice there's sort of a Post Malone theme to this video that I was not anticipating whatsoever. But that pop is Ray Fillet from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie. Now, the reason I say that this is Post Malone themed is because obviously Post Malone plays this character in the movie, and it's hilarious because he's like trying to sing the entire time and they're all annoyed with him. And it's funny because we all know how good of a singer Post Malone is, but in the movie he's like very mediocre. He does it on purpose. It's just funny. So the reason I'm really excited about this is obviously I love the character, I love Post Malone, loved the movie, I collect tons of TMNT. But I was excited because I didn't think that anybody could really get this yet. I thought they were going to drop this next month when New York Comic Con happened. But evidently one of the vendors there somehow got it. I don't know how, if it was accidentally sent out too soon or he had them and just wasn't supposed to sell them until a certain date. I have no idea. But anyway, he had it on sale, so I had to pick it up. So there you have it, all 3 of my pickups at Comic-Con this week. It was a great event. So many people there, so many vendors. I wish I could show everything off, but honestly that video would be like 2 hours long. So there you have it. That was my Salt Lake City Comic-Con experience. It was awesome, and I highly recommend it if you're ever in Salt Lake City around September. I also recommend Post Malone's Raising Cane's. Huge fan of both of those things, so check that out if you're ever in Midvale, Utah. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Benjamin from Retro Marmot Collectibles. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you saw that you thought was cool. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you next time.